COVID-19 and Mental Health by West Bengal Forum for Mental Health. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused many abrupt and significant changes in our daily life, resulting in severe psychological stress. According to the Business Standard, there has been a 70% rise in the number of people suffering from depression and OCD since the pandemic outbreak in India. The general implications of the pandemic on mental health are overpowering fear of contracting the virus, loneliness due to social isolation and restrictions by the government, especially for those living alone, unemployment or job loss linked to increased depression, anxiety, and guilt over not being able to provide for family, stress burnout, especially among frontline workers and caregivers due to increased workload and risk. Existing mental illnesses among people may worsen due to social restrictions, guilt of possibly spreading the virus to others if one has contracted the same, substance and alcohol abuse may occur mainly in order to cope with the increasing negative emotions, stress and anxiety due to excessive reading or watching of pandemic-related news, and grief if a loved one has contracted the virus or passed away due to COVID-19.
The trauma I faced last year was losing my father to COVID. It was in the beginning of the lockdown, just the beginning of the pandemic, and we had no clue where to exactly admit him, how to go about it. And also the hospital's bed being limited, the ICUs being limited, we had difficulty first admitting him itself, and finally we got a bed at Kasturba Hospital and we got him admitted there. But the challenges started after that, where my father was left alone in the ICU ward. None of us were allowed to go there. We were quarantined at home, me and my mother. So we could not even see him. We could not even see each other, me and my mom. And that was the entire difficult situation. So even when my father passed away, I could not be near him. I could not see him for the last time. The only thing I could do was cremate him, but nobody allowed us to see his face because it was whole covered in a sanitized bag, so I could not even see him. So the whole incident was traumatic, and later on it was even more traumatic when my mother was alone for entire month. In spite of being negative for 3 times, my society people did not allow her for 27 days to mingle outside the house or allowed me to go and meet her. So that was the entirely whole traumatic experience for us. I finally united with my mother after 27 days as advised by BMC people during that time. And then being together absolutely helped us, but definitely we could not forget the incident. We could not come out of it. So after 6 months, I had to take the help of mental health professional of counseling for my mother. Even before that, me and my mother had to consider taking anxiety pills to lower our traumatic experience or to deal with our traumatic experience. Actually, we are still dealing with it, I would say. But yes, with time, it's healing, and definitely the counseling has helped a lot for my mother.
With the arrival of the new wave of COVID-19, anxiety and stress of catching the newer, more deadlier strains have increased manifold. Fear and panic, along with the stress of seeing rising cases everywhere around us, lead to more mental health issues among people. The pandemic has also been harmful for persons with mental illnesses in the following ways: increased social stigmatization, fear of being isolated or neglected due to social distancing norms, triggering and relapse due to lockdown conditions, and unavailability of prescribed medicines in rural areas. It is important to keep our mental health safe during these trying times. Here is how you can keep yourself mentally healthy during the pandemic. Maintain good physical health, get adequate sleep, eat healthy meals, and drink sufficient water. Regular exercise releases happy hormones in the brain and keeps you fit. Spend quality time with your family. Use social media to keep in touch with your friends and loved ones. Take regular breaks from work to avoid stress burnout. Talk to someone you trust about your fears, anxious thoughts, and feelings. Limit the time you spend watching the news. Daily news about the pandemic and other events is more negative than positive. Reach out to someone suffering from mental illnesses and check in on them regularly. Those with mental illness and substance use disorders pre-pandemic and those newly affected may contact mental health professionals. We cannot fight and overcome the COVID-19 pandemic unless the government involves the people of the community in this fight. It is high time we reduce the burden on health workers, police, and officials. Here is how the community can get involved with fighting the pandemic. Ensuring that safety protocols are followed by members at every public place in their locality. Coordinating with health officials for the treatment requirements of those under home quarantine. Establishing community-based health facilities for patients who are restricted by space constraints. Coordinating with government and private hospitals in the vicinity with regards to facilities for seriously ill patients. And boosting morale of the elderly, children, and mentally and physically ill persons in this tough time. As Amelia Barr said, "It is only in sorrow that bad weather masters us. In joy, we face the storm and defy it."